First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Extreme weather is sweeping through the U.S. from coast to coast. Floods, extreme heat, and wildfires are impacting millions of Americans.
Florida is on the receiving end of heavy rains. A flood watch is in effect for much of our area. The UF weather team is tracking the storms.
Taking a live look at I-75, you can see it is coated in rain. The Marin County Sheriff's Office advised people to drive safely in these conditions. Parts of Marin County are seeing over 4 inches of rain. Welcome to First at 5. I am Fontana Verde.
And I am Maria Rodriguez. Showers and storms may have interrupted your evening plans. UF forecaster Reuben Roberts is live in the weather studio tracking the system causing these downpours.
Right, so taking a current look at our storm tracker, we are tracking the storms and showers affecting north central Florida, but they're more so affecting the central part of Florida. Let's look closer at Marion County. Look at Ocala, they are being swarmed. Now you can see the green, the red, the lightning bolts. That is a lot of showers and storms in their area right now. But let's take a look at home. So for the most part, going into the night, the chances of showers and storms, 6 p.m. is the time to watch. So it's about a 70% chance that showers and storms could be affecting our area around 6 p.m. But as the night goes on, the chances of showers and storms are expected to decrease along with the temperature. Now, coming up, I will have more for you about a potential named tropical cyclone that is developing in the Gulf Coast of America. The chances of showers and rain is expected to increase because of that tropical cyclone development. And then the Gulf Coast of Florida is under flash flooding risk.
The city of Greenville will pass along new transaction fees to online customers. WUFT Nicole Muscolino is live in the studio with why the city has made this change.
Beginning August 1st, the City of Gainesville's newest transaction fees will begin. Neighbors who pay city fees with a debit or credit card will face a 2.45% transaction fee. These include things like paying parking tickets, RTS mobile bus passes, or building permits. I talked to the city spokesperson to find out why leaders decided to start adding on this extra charge in a matter of weeks. She tells me the city is looking out for its budget and will not be making any of this money. These fees are going directly to the credit card companies.
The city is facing budget constraints again this year, and so we'll pass along those transaction fees beginning August 1st. You're renewing the tag on your vehicle, or you're renewing your driver's license, or you're paying your property taxes, or your utility bill, or something like that, and you're online and you choose to pay by debit or credit, then you can expect to incur those fees.
Passaniti goes on to say transaction fees like this are common for local governments to impose on residents. Beginning October 1st, these fees will also apply to credit and debit card payments at in-person city government offices, but there are always ways to avoid these extra fees by paying online or physical checks or cash where accepted. Live in the studio, Nicole Muscolino, WUFT News.
As questions arise about the detainees held in Alligator Alcatraz, Glenna Milburn shows the conflicting reports of who the detention centers seeks to hold.
More portable air conditioners, possibly signs of the promised expansion. Though the focus is on the more than 700 detainees reported here now.
He's married to a United States citizen. He has no crimes, never been arrested.
She is one of several immigration attorneys whose clients were picked up and brought here who do not fit the profile of criminal deportable alien.
The idea that the worst of the worst is in there is not true.
Lawmakers given a tour Saturday were told what the governor and President Trump insist: the worst criminals here, already through the process, all holding removal papers.
What we were told is that all these individuals there were fully adjudicated detainees and that they were ready for deportation at this moment.
This attorney's client, now held in Everglades detention, requested asylum when he arrived a few years ago and is in that process. Legal, pending, no removal order, though there is also no workable process for her to meet with her client.
I would imagine that there would be some type of plan in place for this to happen. Now they're going to put themselves, the detention center, in a situation where they are violating really rights of people who need to have access to an attorney.
The email given to attorneys to schedule access came back as rejected.
Today, Florida performs its 8th execution, tying the most the state's done in a single year. 54-year-old Michael Bernard Bell, a dossier victim, killed a man and a woman outside a Jacksonville bar in 1993. Bell sought to kill the man who murdered his brother earlier that year. Instead, he shot and killed 2 unrelated victims and fired at onlookers. Bell also killed 2 women and a child in separate instances. Florida leads the nation in executions this year, and its 9th is scheduled later this month.
Marion County sheriffs arrested a Jacksonville man on a second-degree murder charge, nearly 2 months after they say he shot his partner. In May, deputies responded to a shooting at the petrol gas station on Highway 318. Detectives say 23-year-old Henry Valencia and 17-year-old Nocia Santos were in a relationship. The sheriff's office says they got into a fight at the gas station. Investigators says Santos was walking away when Valencia shot him. Marion County Fire Rescue took Santos to the hospital. He died from his injuries. Detectives say Valencia returned to Jacksonville after the shooting. He's been held in the Marion County Jail without bond.
Alachua County Public School is hosting the Stop the Violence Back to School Rally July 26 at the MLK Center to provide information on how to prevent violence in homes, schools, and the community. The event, organized by People Against Violence Enterprise, will begin at 9 a.m. and will include entertainment, community resources, and back-to-school information on busing, free school meals, calendars, and more. Additionally, the first 1,500 children will receive a free backpack filled with school supplies. You can pre-register for the event by scanning the QR code.
Marion County is presenting its state of the county over the upcoming weeks. Commissioner Chairman Katie Bryan will highlight the county's achievements and plans for the future. Bryan will address the county in 4 separate presentations. The presentations will cover important updates on infrastructure, economic development, and upcoming projects. Registration is required at each location before you attend, and community members are encouraged to come.
UF Health is celebrating the grand opening of a new Florida Recovery Center. The ribbon cutting ceremony took place at 10 a.m. this morning. More than 100 people attended to tour the new Recovery Center for a program already ranked among the top 5 addiction treatment centers in the nation. Scott Teitelbaum, the medical director, says he's excited the facility will match UF Health's excellent clinical work.
It's a dark time in people's lives, so to be able to be part of getting people from a dark side to a brighter side and give them hope, it's a special feeling.
The 5-acre campus of Northwest 39th Avenue has new amenities such as a pool, gym, and recreational space. It can host up to 124 substance abuse patients, and it also offers treatments for other medical and mental health conditions. Next on First at 5, President Trump is heading to an AI and energy summit, while a new consumer price index report shows inflation is on the rise.
And how the administration tariffs are impacting the economy and why it's planned to increase spending in the tax sector.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Today, President Trump landed in Pittsburgh for an AI and energy event with industry leaders hosted at Carnegie Mellon University.
But as President Trump touches down, inflation and tariffs concerns in America are taking off, and NBC's Melanie Zanona is here with the latest.
President Trump in the Keystone State today, touting his energy and technology agenda, as a new report shows inflation and prices on the rise. The Consumer Price Index shows inflation rose 0.3% in June and up 2.7% from June 2024. The president, though, waving off the report.
No inflation. All we have is we're making a fortune. We are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars.
Experts say the president's tariffs are increasing prices on everything from clothing to food.
We're starting to see that trickle in to the end consumer today. And we're seeing it in categories like apparel, medical services, medical devices.
But President Trump believes tariffs are good for the country. And since he took office, he's slapped tariffs on friends and foes alike.
Because we want tariffs and we want the money coming into the United States. Rather than paying the tariffs, the country or the company will build in the United States.
Small businesses, though, are paying the costs of those tariffs, trying to protect consumers. But that can't last.
I think we have reached the limit. At this point, there's no way that we can, keep eating those costs, because otherwise we're going to go out of business.
And the president has repeatedly pushed Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to lower interest rates.
Interest rates should be coming down.
But Powell says inflation isn't low enough. And bank rates Stephen Kratz says the Fed is waiting for the tariff ripple effect.
They're positioned for a fight. We're still anticipating that there will be a rate cut in September and probably another one in December, simply because they have been prepared for this.
Democrats seized on the report, saying the president promised to bring down prices on his first day in office. But now the opposite is happening. Melanie Nona, NBC News, Washington.
A disturbance. The forecast is next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
It's been raining a lot lately.
Yes, I've been using my umbrella more than usual. Reuben, tell us more about how it's going to be the weather this week.
I mean, that's smart, Candy. Over the next few days, I would definitely say to pack an umbrella and be prepared, as we will be expecting heavy rain in our area. But there's a reason for that. Now, the reason and the culprit for this is this medium chance of a named storm potentially developing off the Gulf Coast of America. Now, this is expected, if it's going to continue to develop, to be developing over the course of the midweek. Now, let's take a look at our flood watch. Right now, until 8 p.m., Central Florida is under flood watch because of all the showers and storms affecting their area now. But let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow, flash flood risk for anyone off the Gulf Coast of America, Tampa, Cedar Key. They are under flash flood risk. Mostly at home, we should be mostly unaffected. But I wanted to give a different perspective. As you can see, there's some swirling in this area as it is expected to continue to move away from us and move closer to the Gulf Coast of America. Now let's take a look back home. So showers and storms mostly affecting right now North Central Florida is in Central Florida, but let's look home. What is going on in Alachua County? I mean, you are seeing some showers and storms depending on where you are in Alachua County, Newberry and Archer. They are seeing some showers and storms, and even a little bit in Gainesville traveling towards us. I mean, look at our campus cam. It is covered with raindrops. It's about 78 degrees outside, and you can see in the distance the clouds look a little more darker than usual. That 78 is reflective around Florida. We can see it's about 78. Look at Central, Ocala at 75, the Villages at 77, but look up north, Live Oak is at 89 because they're not being affected by the showers and storms. Taking a look at our satellite and radar, this low pressure is moving over Florida, but look into the future. This low pressure that was over Florida is expected to continue to move all the way towards Louisiana. So it is moving away from us, which is good news. But let's take a look at tomorrow. Let's take a look at tonight. So for tonight, the showers are still affecting Central Florida. We will be seeing a little bit of showers around that 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. period, but as the night goes on, the chances of showers and storms, and even into the morning, showers and storms aren't likely in Alachua County. Taking a look at tonight. So for tonight, the chances of showers and storms to affect us will be around that 6 p.m. slot. 8 p.m., there is some potential isolated storms depending on where you are at in Alachua County. But as the night goes on, the temperature is expected to drop along with muggy and a sticky night for us. Quickly touching on our weekend forecast, I wanted to touch on 2 p.m. 2 p.m. is when showers and storms are expected to pick up on both Saturday and Sunday, but it is expected to stick around going from that 2 p.m. to about 5 p.m. evening slot. Looking at our 7-day outlook, I mean, we're looking at about 90s as our high, 70s as our low, but let's put attention on Wednesday. There's a 90% chance of rain and showers on Wednesday because of that low pressure that is moving away from us. It is still carrying showers and storms with it.
Coming up in sports, we get to sit down with a former Gator cheerleader who is now Miss Florida. And a 513-foot home run happened last night in the Home Run Derby. What role did Rays Junior Caminero play, and what other fireworks took place in Atlanta? We'll swing into all of that and more when we come back.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
From cheering on the Gators to representing all of Florida to possibly representing all of America, Paris Richardson is a name North Central Florida residents should come to know.
Jacksonville native and now just competed for the Miss Florida title. As Miss Gainesville, I had the chance to sit down with Paris on campus to reminisce about her roots here at UF and what the crown really means to her.
A night filled with glitter, grace, and prestige, ending in a Gator crown. Paris Richardson is officially Miss Florida 2025. But behind this moment is a legacy built in orange and blue.
The University of Florida has given me some amazing opportunities these past 5 years. I had the chance to graduate with my master's degree in May. I traveled with the men's basketball team for a month, going to March Madness, semifinals, and finals.
For 4 seasons, Richardson cheered for football, basketball, gymnastics, and volleyball. And now her teammates are cheering for her on the national stage.
I immediately started thinking about Miss America. I'm going to Miss America. As a little girl, I loved making mud pies. I was a little girl who liked to fish and dirt bikes, and all of my friends are boys, and I loved hanging out with my big brothers. So it's very different from 6-year-old, 7-year-old Paris.
Beyond the gowns and glitter, Paris is leading with purpose and wants to live a life focused on helping others. And it all started with her Jacksonville alma mater, Reuben High School.
So I started Reuben Get Raw in high school. We had a school-based health center on campus. It was something where we were able to help people in our community who weren't insured or students who needed healthcare access.
Also wrote a children's book on those subjects and says it was inspired by her cheer coaches and their 2 daughters. And she hopes it can motivate others at a young age.
Showing little girls that you can start a health club like I did in high school, or you can start a community garden in your school, and it's something that I want to equip students with, showing them that they can do these things. You can get started in your community from a young age.
Richardson grew her Raw Foundation into what is now the Crown. Looking to continue her service for health access, she also has partnered with PBS Kids in Jacksonville and says she hopes to partner with other PBS stations across the state, and is excited to see just how far the Not So Perfect Garden Project can go. Live in the studio, Alexa Conroy, WFT Sports.
Monday was a big day for Gators baseball at the MLB draft, with 6 Gators now one step closer to realizing a big league dream. UF has now produced at least 4 draft picks in 16 of the last 17 years. Shortstop Colby Shelton was the first UF player off the board, drafted 166th overall by the Chicago White Sox. Pitcher Jake Clemente heard his name called at 198th overall by the Miami Marlins, and Pierce Capolo went at 211 to the Chicago Cubs. Third baseman Bobby Bozer answered a call from the Athletics in round 11. Catcher Luke Heyman went to the Mariners in round 14, and Brody Donay rounded out the Gators picks. He stays in state with the Rays. And a quick note, SEC Media Days have started, and the Gators are scheduled to make their appearance tomorrow. Head coach Billy Napier will be joined by DJ Lagway, Caleb Banks, and Jake Slaughter. We will have coverage of what they had to say in sports tomorrow on First at 5. And when we come back, Reuben will have one last look at your evening forecast.
Let's take one last look at our 7-day outlook. Umbrella advised. I mean, we're looking at a 90 tomorrow. We're looking at 80 on Thursday and 70 for Friday. It's going to be a rainy week for Alachua County residents.
Thank you, Reuben. Thanks for joining us and have a good night.